Hello, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48 World. And today I am going to be covering the Bold and the Beautiful. This episode is happening Thursday, March 31st at 1:30 p.m. I am actually taping this episode at 11:01 p.m. because I was out celebrating my daughter's birthday. Yes, she turned 25 today. And wow, we just was out doing some stuff. She got a t-shirt made with what do you call it? Her birthday, saying happy birthday to me or something like that. And on the back she has a big 25. And shout out to the apparel shop where I think it's ATL Apparel, and they did a birthday shirt for her. So congrats to my daughter's 25th birthday, and thank you, Home Team ATL, for making my daughter's shirt pro bono. So that's said a lot about them, and they want to keep doing business with us. So I am grateful for them and for them doing such a marvelous job on her birthday t-shirt. And I might have to tell her to do a video so you all can see it on her channel, of course. But she ate real well today. We went to a Japanese restaurant that she likes to eat. This it kind of reminds me of shrimp fried rice, but they had it under another name. And she was with her best friend as well, and we just had a kind of little intimate day, or dinner with her. Yeah, and I had to get a lawnmower because we got to cut grass up here in ATL. It's that time again. So I was kind of busy, and I got a chance to get my pollen count video up, but I didn't get a chance to do the Bold and the Beautiful because I was out running with her. So right now I think she has fallen asleep, or maybe she's still getting some late calls in for her happy birthday downstairs with some of her friends. I heard her talking earlier when we got home, but I don't know where she is now. And so I'm thinking, with the dogs being quiet and I'm not hearing her stir around, she must have fell asleep. Because it's like that old adage where you eat good food and the next thing you want is something sweet and then you want to go to bed. It is held up true for her and a little bit for me because I'm getting a little tired myself. But anyway, let's just go on and get into the Bold and the Beautiful episode for today, March 31st, which is Thursday at 1:30. Okay, the first scene goes where Wyatt is on the beach, where he initially had proposed to Steffi, but we know he proposed again to her in a beach house a little later on. We would say maybe a couple of months after he initially proposed to her, and she was just supposed to be thinking about it. But he was down at the beach getting all the preparations ready for his wedding to Steffi. Now, did I know? I think she downstairs still. Uh huh. Yeah. Okay. Um, he done set up the flower arrangements, the floral arch that goes like in the middle of wherever you're having the wedding, and the two parties, and the minister sits under it or stands under it. He got that going on. He got the chairs out there. And that's pretty much it. But it is a cute little scene, and I guess they kind of met on the beach, maybe, or confessed their love to dating at the beach, so it was kind of appropriate, I guess. But then she spent time with Liam at the beach too, so I don't know. It's just a beach thing with them, I guess. So then we leave that part and we go to Steffi. She's in her bedroom, or their bedroom. They've obviously have shared together, and she's just imagining everything that has transpired up to the point of them getting married, her and Wyatt, of how he had romanced her, the little particular scenes they had on the beach together. She's just going back, remembering all of that in her mind, and she's remembering the time when he asked her to think about them sharing a life together on the beach. And I think he did propose to her, but she kind of knew it was premature, and he knew it was kind of premature. But if she would have said yes, he would have took it. He would have took it. He would have took it. But anyway, she's still going around remembering, and then she goes to remember. Hold on one second. Hey, I'm taping. I'll call you right back. Uh, and she goes on to remember the scene where he actually came to the beach house and, was asking her to marry him on the couch. And then he dropped down to one knee and he showed her this pretty, I want to say ruby red, or it could be my birthstone, garnet red diamond. People are in the color diamonds now, but I'm still in the kind of clear one. I'm in the market. Yes, I think it's size 6. But anyway, it was a fabulous ring. It really was, like blood red or something like that. But anyway, and she said yes. So they had pretty much solidified they were getting married, and they were just waiting on a particular time, which is happened to be today. And then, like I said, she's just going back, remembering different events. And I was so glad that they didn't play a clip in her mind. She was thinking of Liam, you know what I'm saying? Because that really wouldn't have been appropriate. Even though she was making some remarks to trying to convince herself, her and her dad, to thinking, was that the right decision she's making for today? She's going to change her mind down the road. It's like they both were tussling, like, is this the best situation for you to be entering in, is what her father wanted to say. But he was saying it even without speaking it. It's kind of like body language, and then what is not said that gives you the appearance that I don't think I need to be doing this, but it is the best thing for me because he is a good guy, that kind of stuff. But then we go on to Wyatt. Wyatt walks back into the beach house after he's gotten everything straightened out and it's up to his standards, and he's pleased with what he's done as far as the wedding scene on the outside, where the wedding is actually going to take place by the beach and the ocean. And he comes in to find Bill and Katie in his abode. And he's basically saying, what are y'all guys doing here? It's not really time for y'all to be here, but Katie and Bill are on time people. Bill is dressed up to the nines, in his little suit as best man and this, that, and the other. And, he's like, you're not getting cold feet and this, that, and the other. And, Katie is pretty much giving him a hug. And, telling him, this is your big day. Congratulations. I know y'all going to be, having fun with each other. Y'all make a good couple, da, 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 and all this kind of stuff. And his dad is asking him, where's his mother? Is she coming? This, that, and the other. And he's like, Dad, settle down. She's cool. And she's supposed to be bringing her significant other with her. So both of them are like anxious to see who she's bringing. The scene goes back to Quinn. Quinn comes in to find Liam is sitting there looking at the album again and the computer. And Quinn is telling them to start packing, put up that album. We got a lot to be doing in such a short time because we're leaving tomorrow. And, Liam is looking at her like, kind of mad in a way, but kind of disturbed. So if you can get that image in your head, that's how he was looking. And he goes on to tell her pretty much, like, why are we rushing? What is the big, deal of, moving so quickly, so fast? We don't have to do this. He's just, just being on edge about that, and just her demeanor of why everything's so rush, 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 rush. And, he's just really being adamant of wanting to know, why do they have to leave, so quickly? Why do they have to leave the state? Let's take this one day at a time. Let's be gradual about this, because this is a big move. And, I haven't got my bearings to who I'm really am and what I'm all about. And you're just ready, rushing within a couple of weeks of me getting back, of not having headaches and having dizziness. And now you just want to rush me off, like I'm some kind of toy you just pick up, pack, and then you unpack it when you get where you are. And he was like, being matter of factly about it, and it kind of disturbed him, and he was like being on edge about it. And then Quinn was kind of startled because she's like, where are you getting this newfound backbone of yours? You usually just pretty much do what I asked you to do. I'm just, giving y'all that. She didn't actually say that, but her demeanor, her body language was like, hold up, who are you raising your voice at? Why are you taking that tone with me? And this, that, and the other. But, she tried to let him know that it's just a lot for them to do. And with her having to have to go out in a couple of hours to attend to some business prior to leaving tomorrow, she don't have time to be packing up every little a piece of clothing or articles or tangible stuff that he may want to take. And she just can't believe he's just being so defiant at this time. Okay, and then we go to Wyatt. Wyatt comes out dressed for his wedding. I'm like, why is it always so hard for women to get ready for their wedding? Because the only thing we really have to do is put on that. Well, we really pretty much got ourselves, our bodies cleaned and everything, makeup done. And I don't know why it takes us so long. Maybe because we get in a nonsense conversation, or we're worried about so many different things. I don't know, but when you tell a man to go get together, they pretty much have already taken their bath, or they ain't taking, I guess, a luxurious bath where women just sit down and relax and just try to get everything going. And then the opposite, men just go in there, get under the shower, make sure they soak it up where all the good parts are, and this and that, and then they just start throwing on their socks, their underwear, and just put on. I guess it is quite simple for them. Anyway, but he comes out like he just went in there and changed when he got home from the beach house, chewing a little fat with his stepmom and his father. He go in the room, exit stage left, come back, and 10 minutes later he read. I'm like, wow, okay. So he's already dressed and greeting, the rest of his company that he invited to come in for his wedding. So Bill is having a one-on-one conversation with him because the only people that are there is him, Wyatt, well, Bill, Wyatt, and Katie. So, Bill is giving him a one-on-one session on how to deal with the Forresters, how basically to deal with Ridge. Don't trust none of them, this, that, and the other. And, and Katie's sitting on the sideline saying, oh, so you don't want him to trust this little nephew that just got born into the world? You don't want him to trust Douglas? You think Douglas going to do something to him? No, she's being sarcastic. But, she was like, Bill, have two seats, okay? He is already familiar with the Forrester clan, how they work, this, that, and the other. And you really don't need to tell him about business or dealing with them. He knows. So they kind of pretty much disregard what she was saying. And Bill just went on back to giving him instructions on how to deal with them because he know. He know. But anyway, we move from Bill's scene. We go to Caroline, Eric, Ridge, and Thomas. They all come into the beach house, crowding up the house because they're there for the wedding and they just want to know, where they need to go and whatnot. But, they're all told to just sit and chill, get some wine, toast it up until the minister comes because that's when I guess your cue is to get ready and go and get this wedding started. But actually, Steffi's in the back room. She's still moseying around there, thinking, reflecting, pondering about the future and all this that her and Wyatt has set forward for themselves. So Liam, scene goes back from all of them back to Liam. Liam is still questioning Quinn, still trying to rationalize with Quinn, and he just want to know why the rush. Why do we need to be packing up so soon? Only taking items that we necessarily need, and what's going to happen to everything and all of that. And she's trying to pretty much rush him in a way, a quick way, and try to get him to just get off the whole thing about why we can't stay. So then it goes to Liam and Quinn having another conversation where Quinn is telling him she has to go somewhere, and where she pretty much has to go is to the wedding. And Liam is like, okay, well, let me go with you. You know, I'm tired of being in this house, and there's only so much we can pack, and then whatever's not finished, we either won't take, or, you know, we can go on and do some late packing and, you know, rise early in the morning and leave. That's his theory of it all. He just want to go with her to pretty much see if anything would strike his memory by being out with her, because he hasn't been out the cabin since she's pretty much kidnapped him and isolated him. So he's having that cabin fever where he needs to get out. And of course she says, no, honey, no, sir, you can't go. So then he gets in another defensive mode, and she's telling him she's not going to be gone for long, and she needs him to stay there to finish packing. So it'll be less what she has to do when she comes back from attending the wedding. But of course, she didn't tell him she was going to a wedding. But she pretty much told him, no, you're not going. He got the hint. So as she mows on out the door, we go on to Caroline and Steffi. Caroline goes in to check on Steffi because she's tired of making idle conversation. And she pretty much felt, since she's the matron of honor, she needs to be helping Steffi with the last and final attempts to beautifying herself for the upcoming nuptials. She goes back there. Stephanie has really already done her makeup. She's waiting to put on her dress, because, you know, that's going to be like the last thing prior to leaving out, going down towards the beach area. So she just, you know, was asking her and giving her little small talks about she welcoming her into the Spencer clan. And she was very appreciative how Stephanie was very welcoming to her when it was her time to come, you know, and be a part of the Forrester clan. Even though, like I said, they didn't have a traditional wedding. Didn't even have a minister, child. So they ain't too much married. You know, that's what I feel about it. Because I feel you have to have a minister. Or you have to have someone who's approved by the state that you're living in, that they can perform a wedding. You know, you have to get all these things, these documents signed by everybody that's involved, that's important, which is the minister, and you two as the parties of getting married to one another. And then you have to file in the court system, but we never saw any of that. They didn't show us any of that. So to me, they're common law marriage, and I don't think it's even, well, we're in play land anyway, so it still may be relevant. But I know in the real land in Georgia, you definitely don't have common law. You have to have that piece of paper officiated by some minister or court appointed person that does that type of witnessing. So, but you know, when she walks in, she see Steffi, you know, very well on point. She's not running around there with her head chicken, running around like a chicken got her head cut off or something like that, as old folks used to say. She's very cool as a cucumber. So she's pretty much known how her fate is going to end up, but she thinks that's how she knows it. Who knows what's going on in her mind? But anyway, we move from this. Well, we'll take a commercial break, and then after the commercial break is over, we go back. We're still with Caroline and Steffi. And, you know, she's just really trying to make her not seem nervous or get all the nervousness out of her, because she's marrying the man of her lifetime, the man of her dreams. And there should be no mixed feelings about anything. And she's already done dedicated her love. She's told everybody she loves him. But more so, she's just saying she's not in love with him, is what I'm hearing, should be hearing from her, and that she can't imagine living her life without him. I'm not hearing that. Only thing she's pretty much covering bases on is he's a good person, he has a good heart, he loves her, he's a stable individual, and he can provide security. So, and we already know he rich, so the financial piece, and she got money anyway, so it's not like, you know, it is what it is. So we move on from that scene. We go to Katie and Bill, and Katie eases out of the room with the men because she is the only female there because Caroline was in there talking to Steffi. So they're tossing up their champagne glasses and cheering Wyatt on and congratulating him and this, that, and that. So it kind of could feel a little uneasy with her being the only female in the room. So she kind of exits stage left out on the patio. And Bill noticed it. And after he finished cheering and, they're breaking off into separate individuals mingling up in a couple type stance. He goes out to the patio and see if Katie's okay. And, of course, one thing that's coming through his mind is, the alcohol that's being displayed and everybody's partaking of, and she hasn't had, anything, any drinking. And we know why she shouldn't be drinking or shouldn't even want to drink. But, he's assuring her, that she's okay, is, pretty much making like she's not off her rocker. And she's stable. She's clutching that purse a little too hard for my taste, but whatever she has to do to get through the moment. But I'm gonna be watching her and see if she's gonna do something after the wedding. She's gonna toast something up and see if Bill gonna take the drink from her, or let her have that drink and just see how she reacts the rest of the evening. So she goes on to tell Bill, she's happy. It's a celebration, you know, and she knows with that gonna come a lot of alcohol um, behavior. Some people gonna get a little tipsy. Some people gonna probably get smashed. And some people just gonna have one or two drinks and know how to shut it off. But he just don't want her to get in that frame of mind because he don't think she can shut it off if she gets started. So but she assures him that she doesn't care to have a drink and she's not even desiring one. So that scene checks out. We go to Wyatt and Thomas. They're having their little kumbaya moment, and Thomas is telling Wyatt in no uncertain terms, you need to be taking care of my sister. Don't hurt my sister. You saying you wanted her, you better make sure you take care of her. He's giving her the big brother speech, but is he the big brother? I think he is Big Brother. But anyway, he's just pretty much saying, like, don't mess over my sister, because if you do, I'm going to be at you. And that's all we got to say. So they both understand one another. They making eye contact. They feeling one another. So, we go off them. Then Quinn shows up on the doorstep and really, what do you call it, welcoming everybody and letting them know that she's here now. The party and fun can begin. I mean, like, what kind of person is that? But she comes in very loudly, and everybody knows she's there and appreciates that she's there. And she goes in and hugs everybody and greets everybody until she finds her son. And she comes over and gives him a great big fat hug and kiss and a big congrats. And of course, he's receiving all of that. And he pretty much is like looking to where's her date, because he pretty much wants to see this person that can keep his mother on the check and keep her in line, and he's just very appreciative, so he wants to see this person. But of course, Quinn goes on to tell him it's not the time or the place. When she does bring him out, it needs to be more intimate and that kind of a grooming scene. So he's like, okay, whatever. He's just glad she hadn't done anything other than what he does know, that she was the last person to see Liam alive, or to know about his behavior as far as his health. So, and Quinn pretty much convinced him that Liam was okay. So he was okay with that when he knows he shouldn't have been okay. He should have told his daddy and then let his daddy have the burden on him. But of course, he should have told Stephanie as the second person in command to know these new dealings and findings out about Liam. But he didn't do it. He didn't do either one of them. So let what come his way come his way. Okay. Let me see. Okay, then the scene goes back to Liam. Liam is at home, honey. He has gotten that, he got that picture of those eyes and that face in his mind. Can't get rid of it. So he gets the album, and he gets his computer, and he starts making his own profile that you do, like with cops, when you have a missing person, or say a person got raped or whatever, and they wanted you to give them a visual of what's stored in your mind, and they try to put it on paper form, like sketching it out. Honey Lim done got up there, I got him a Word document where he's just putting these different photos of noses and eyes and facial features, and he just got it going on the website. And they come up damn near close to Stephanie's eyes and her facial structure, and nothing dealing with Quinn. So he's like, okay. So hopefully tomorrow they will actually give us the same picture that matches in his brain that he'll actually see on his computer screen. But like I said, he's working his little behind off because he needs to find out something before Quinn takes him to Never Never Land, meaning never coming back. And she might knock him on the head again so he can lose the little sense that he don't got back. He can lose that as well. But he's trying. He's trying very hard. So we go off that scene. We goes to Ridge and Steffi. Ridge goes in to talk to Steffi, and when he opens the door, he's telling her how proud he is of her, and just giving her all the accolades that a proud father would give his successful daughter. And he still is showing some body language that he's not really sure she's making the right decision with marrying a man brother that she was originally supposed to marry. But since he's not in the picture, everybody just see Wyatt as a fall guy, as a rebound. And as much as he keeps telling Steffi and Bill keeps telling Wyatt, they just need to chill. They just figure out they just go on and support them, and the worst that can happen, they get the marriage annulled. But it is what it is. They're not two good people to be telling anybody about marriage, because look at the track record Bill has. Then you have to look at the track record Ridge has. I mean, really, are we really gonna take opinions and suggestions from these people? I think not. So, both are definitely understanding that in the scheme of things, Wyatt is a good financial person. He's a good personal person, but it wasn't the first person Steffi had chose for a mate suitable for marriage, because she always felt she needed to be in love with someone. But it's more so that she's noticed and taken great consideration in, as well as Rich, that he can be a good provider, and he's solid when he's with someone. And these are facts that you want to have in your mate or your soulmate that you're marrying, hopefully for the rest of your life. But you want to be in love with that person. You want to be feeling like if they took their last breath, then you want to take your last breath. That type of, love or love affair. And both of them know that's just not what he can see for his daughter when it comes to Wyatt. And Stephanie also knows that as well. So if she's willing to go with second best, then who are we to stop her? We'll go to a commercial break. Then we come back. We're still back on Ridge and Steffi. He's giving her hugs. He's also saying he's sorry that her mother couldn't make it, but her mother was able to send her a bouquet of flowers. I'm like, really? That's what mothers do? But then again, hey, it's Steffi we're talking about. So, she goes on to say, she wanted to be here, but she knows her mother's spirit is there. Her grandmother's spirit is there, which is the matriarch of the family, Stephanie Forrester. And then she talks about her baby sister, which they were twins, Phoebe. And she knows she's there in spirit as well with her. So she has everybody that she wants there with her that are actually still on the earth to help view her wedding. And she's having people that love her around her, and that's what really counts. And the only thing that really counts is that she stays president of Forrester Creations, and she gets the gloat when Liam comes back. But she's not going to be experiencing gloat. She's going to be experiencing sorrowfulness, as well as can she get out of this marriage with Wyatt so she can, because once she figures out where he's been all this time, which is Liam, she's going to know that she was bamboozled. Wyatt didn't give her all the information. Quinn has definitely been a factor in all of this secrecy and deception. And she's going to have no part of wanting to be a Spencer, or definitely not Wyatt's wife, But it is what it is. Then we go to Caroline. Caroline walks in the room to tell Ridge that, hey, we cannot have you here hogging up you know, the bride to be, because I still need to help her, get on her gown, touch up her hair, and this, that, and the other. What women do together, in hopes that the minister would come by soon to marry them. So he rushes on out. Caroline gets back to work with Steffi and this, that, and the other, and that's where we are. The scene goes back to Wyatt. Wyatt's out there talking with Thomas and his mom about that him and Stephanie had decided to stay in Malibu. It's a lot to be seen out there anyway. And they're going to just tour the town and do what newly married couples do. And if they want to take, a vacation or a real serious honeymoon, some other destination, then they will. But it'll be later on in the year. And they were fine with that. And of course, Quinn boasted her agreements with that plan that him and Steffi had made about their honeymoon plans. And then the Reverend actually walks through the door. And of course, Wyatt welcomes him with open arms. Quinn goes on to say she's going to tell Steffi that the minister is ready so they can go on down to the beach and get things to going. So, that scene ends, and then Quinn goes in to find Steffi and Caroline, still doing, the girly girl thing. And she tells Steffi to wrap it up because the minister is here to marry them, and they need to get this show on the road and stuff. But she does take the time to dismiss Caroline and have a moment with Steffi. And before Quinn can even say anything to her, Stephanie goes in and says, you don't have to say anything. I know you've been wanting this to happen for a long time, this, that, and that. And I'm glad you didn't have any negativity in the forming of her and Wyatt's relationship, where it got to the point where she was involving herself where she didn't need to be, or she was hiding information. Just the whole little thing that she did with the previous women in Liam's life and Wyatt's life, which was Hope and Ivy. And if you were watching the story, you know how much Quinn was being deceptive to those women about stalling Liam or putting Liam in vicarious different positions that he shouldn't have been in, and just questionable things that she was doing to destroy the relationships that Liam had with the other two women. It had gotten to a point where they just couldn't stand Quinn, and they just like, forget it. I don't want to be a part of your family. And they pretty much just got out the whole relationship, and that's why Liam and didn't get married to Hope or Ivy, because of Quinn's interceptions or interfering and all that. But lo and behold, Stephanie gave her too much credit, because she's the one has kidnapped Liam all of this time, has hidden him, and has kept him from seeking medical attention. So, child, I could see Steffi slapping the crap out of Quinn when she finds out the truth, or have beaten her to death. But anyway, moving on from that scene, we go back to Liam, and he's doing some more internet searches, and he's still compiling a lot of pictures, noses, faces, cheekbone structures to make up this perfect woman, that the image that's etched in his mind of what he's seeing now as the woman in the wedding photos, and not necessarily what Quinn had photoshopped. So, he's doing his due diligence, and I believe, hopefully tomorrow, we will definitely see the image that he comes up with as a finished product to project what he's seeing in his mind. And of course, they're showing us through the TV screen of what he's imagining in his mind. Then we go back to Quinn. Quinn is announcing to everyone after, Steffi throws her out pretty much in a nice way. She's letting everybody know they need to get their belongings and go on down to the beach because there is a wedding that's going to take place in a few minutes. And, everybody takes their cue and they exit out of the beach house and go on down to the beach setting of a wedding that's been planned and organized by Wyatt himself for his bride, Steffi. The scene goes to Wyatt and Quinn. Wyatt just pulls her aside as the rest of the guests are exiting out, going down to the path where, like I said, he had set up the wedding nuptials of where it's going to take place and all the decorations and the cheers. He pulls his mom to the side and, he's giving her the last say prior to this wedding getting off today, or it'll be tomorrow. Does she have anything to say about Liam's whereabouts? Because he don't want to know anything else about it. He just want to make sure that Liam is in good health when the last time she saw him, and that she had nothing to do with his disappearance. And of course, he know better. He just trying to second guess his thoughts of feeling what he's feeling when he knows he's feeling the wrong feelings. But he's just wanting to believe his mom and hoping she has been a changed woman. And she just definitely flat out says she has nothing to do with Liam's disappearance. And that's what she's going with. And that's what she should, that's what he should take to the bank because it's cashable. But again, he's on cloud nine. His mama hadn't lied to him about anything recently, except for the deception she got going on to where Liam is actually at. Besides that, she's been the perfect model mom, so I can see why he wants to believe her. He wants to give her the benefit of the doubt. But with Quinn, you always look for that ulterior motive. Or better yet, maybe Deacon is going to wash up on the shore. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. He got to come out from somewhere, either dead or alive. He got to come back. But anyway, she reassures Wyatt, going down there to that beach, wait for his bride to come out. Everything is, cool, fine. Don't worry about it. Just worry about taking care of Steffi after they get married. So that scene goes from them two. It goes back to Ridge and Steffi. He goes in to see his daughter because he's the one that has to walk her down the aisle, or at least get her to that point where everybody sees her, and then he lets her go, which I didn't quite understand that because I thought you're supposed to actually get the person up to the person they're trying to marry and then relinquish her to him, because he's telling the minister that he's giving the bride away to be married to that said man. But I don't know what they do in South Carolina, and it's just TV too, so we just take it with a grain of salt. But when he goes in the room to get his daughter, his breath is taken away from him because she is seen in this beautiful white and blue gown, and she just looks like I wouldn't say virgin, but just a pretty young woman, not over decorated with a lot of glitter and glam for her big day because she's been married before, so it's not a big hoopla type of situation. So, but it was innocent. She looked it very innocent and very loving. So if that's what she was going for, she nailed it. Then we leave that scene. We go to Bill and Wyatt. Bill is just asking why did he put all this little magnificent wedding couture together for his bride to be, and he said, he did. He didn't have no help. He did it by himself, bless his heart. And Bill was so proud of him. He gave him a little shrug of, confidence, and something he believes he's a good man. He's a good man, and he stepped back to where he needed to be. And then towards the end, we see Steffi coming down through the little pathway they made for her to meet her husband to be. So that's where we were at. We went to a commercial, and then the credits rolled back, letting us know there is no more for today. So that's all I had. It was kind of cute. Had a little drama in there. But the essence was she was getting married. It was her day, and that's pretty much how they played it out. So hopefully we'll have some exciting stuff that happens Friday. But you know, it'll always be a cliffhanger. Something happen at the last few minutes of the segment, and then they make us wait over the weekend and see what's really going to be popping off on that Monday. So, but that's all I have for today's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful for March 31st, 2016. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.